People in Italy naughty. Good morning, and you join me on my penultimate day here in Bologna. Stopped off that delightful little cafe that I had breakfast at the other morning. Really rather pleasant sitting here. It's not too hot. Nice little bit of shade as well. I've ordered a cappuccino and a nice little croissant filled with custard, or creme, as they say here in Bologna. Do you like a bit of creme? Thank you. Obliging way to bring me the bill. Absolutely wonderful. Let's try my little croissant. Oh, it is lovely. Nicely fresh. Was it fresh this morning? What a great place to enjoy it as well. Outside the church, this delightful little piazza. So what's in store today? Well, I've got no real plans for today as such. I want to have a fairly quiet day. I've had a fairly busy few days here so far, and tomorrow will be a busy day as well because it's my last day here in Bologna. So I have a fairly quiet day today. I do want to go up to the Porta Saragozza, which is one of the larger old entrance gates into the old city, and try and find that. Apparently there's a little museum there as well, so that's probably well worth trying to find. And I dare say I'll find another church to look around, perhaps a museum, and sample some more tasty Italian food. But I'm going to finish my croissant with creme and my little cup of cappuccino. Walking back through the Plaza del Nettuno and the Guardia di Finanza. Got a little display here. They're a branch of the military police and they investigate financial crimes. Mainly to do with rescue, I think. I was talking to one of the chaps, spoke a little English, and he was one of the divers on the Costa Concordia, which sank in 2006. They also have the capabilities to do things up mountains and diving and caves. They have a rather impressive drone as well, which they use to investigate whatever it is they're investigating. It's really rather interesting. I was talking to a few of the people there. They were quite happy to talk to me about what they do. All seems very interesting to me. Certainly got a lot of equipment on display. Let's head down a little further to, well, let's try and find the Cathedral San Pietro, which I think is just down here. Around the inside of that cathedral. There's actually a service going on. It's been very, very quiet in there. Loads of people queuing up for confessional. Are people in Italy naughty? Or do they just go once a week to confessional? It's absolutely beautiful in there. Especially I enjoyed seeing the wall plaques on there as well. Absolutely lovely. And in one area there's a statue, some statues with someone lying on the ground. The inscriptions are all in Latin, and even though I did Latin at school many years ago, I've forgotten a lot of my Latin. I can still translate a lot from churches because they're the usual inscriptions you see on monuments. But I really struggled with some of the translations that were in the cathedral. But I've come to this little cafe that I was at the other day. This really is quite delightful sitting here opposite the statue of Neptune. It's a lot cooler today as well. The temperature is reckoned about 19 degrees. It's about 5 or 6 degrees less than it's been in recent days. But I've ordered a cappuccino and a slice of chocolate cake. Oh, that tastes absolutely delightful. Ooh. Cafes here are so much different to the cafes you get in England. This chocolate cake is up there with the best of them. Do you like a nice piece of chocolate cake? Oh, can I have another little bit? There we go. I could eat chocolate cake all day. I just love it. And I got a cappuccino as well. Haven't found tea on the menu. And the cafes, everyone seems to drink coffee here. So I do enjoy a coffee. Do like a cup of tea, but I enjoy a coffee as well, so. Oh, that's nice. I'm just gonna sit here for a while. So I'm in no rush to do anything today. I think about lunch in a couple of hours, and then head out and find the Porta Saragozza, or the entrance gates into the old city of Bologna. Yeah, I'm in Bologna. Yeah, Porta Saragozza. So I'll try and find that a little later on, and perhaps go into the museum that's there as well, and just have a quiet day here. I'm going to check out that medieval museum. I think that sounds very interesting. And then a spot of lunch. So going to finish my chocolate cake and my cappuccino and see what the rest of the day brings. Just down here on the right hand side is another of Bologna's old churches. This is the church of the Madonna of Galliera, and it's supposed to have a very ornate ceiling inside, so let's go and take a look. Visiting that church was absolutely incredible. The grandeur in these Italian churches is just breathtaking. But just across the way is the medieval museum. So let's go in there and see what we can discover about Bologna's history. Wow, what a fantastic collection of artifacts they have in there. Wonderful selection of medieval weaponry and armour, 14th century jousting poles, glassware from the 14th century, statues, figurines, old bells, numerous religious artifacts. But the most interesting aspect of the museum for me was the lapidarium. Whole collection of gravestones and elaborate carvings from the outside of box tombs. They're certainly some of the most elaborate that I've seen anywhere in the world. The people who occupied those tombs were clearly people of high status within the city of Bologna. But there was an interesting map in there as well, showing all the towers that used to be within the city. And the museum's ceiling was wooden and carved and very ornate and elaborate. Out of museums that I've visited around the world, this has to rate as one of the most interesting by far. But now let's see what else we can discover here in Bologna as we make our way up to the Porta Saragozza. Restaurant that I found the other day. Their menu looked so inviting and there were so many other dishes there that I wanted to try. While I'm here in Bologna, I wanted to try a dish that wasn't a pasta dish. So I've opted for a free-range chicken dish with potatoes. And the aroma that's coming off of this dish is really rather pleasing. Unfortunately, modern cameras just don't pick up the aromas from food. I wish there was a way that I could incorporate the flavour of this dish into the camera, but I can't. But let's give it a try. There was something with like oh, so flavoursome. It doesn't look appealing from looking at it, but the proof is in the taste. This dish absolutely tastes wonderful. One of the joys of Italian cooking is the chicken dishes, the array of chicken dishes that you find on restaurant menus throughout Italy. This restaurant, I'm so glad I found it the other day, because when I return to Bologna again, I'll make sure I come here and sample some more of the dishes. But I've got a little beer to wash it down with. And on a warm day like today, it really is nice to have a refreshing cold beer and some delicious food. So I'm going to finish my free-range chicken dish and then head out towards the city walls, the city walls, and locate some more of those entrance gates that used to exist within the city of Bologna, and end up at the Porta Saragozza. At the Porta Saragozza. And what an impressive gatehouse this is. It's starting to rain as well. The forecast was for rain, but not until much later on in the afternoon. Perhaps I should have watched a different forecast. But rain is what it is. The gatehouse dates from the early 13th century. And about 100 years later, in 1344, there was a moat here and a drawbridge. Must have looked very impressive in its day. If only had a time machine that I can go back and take a look. But what remains today really is very impressive. There were originally 12 gatehouses around the city of Bologna, and only 9 actually survive. I visited the Porta Galliera when I first arrived here a few days ago, and that was very impressive, and so is this one. But this is where I end this video. The museum actually is closed, so I can't go in there, and the building's undergoing renovation, so just my luck. But I'm going to end the video here. It is starting to rain, and I'm probably going to get a bit wet walking back into town, but c'est la vie. I'll leave you some pictures of the Porta Saragozza, and I'll see you tomorrow for the final part of my city break in Bologna. Thanks for watching.